The light is on. So are we ready?
Yes, sir.
It is 1:30 on January, today's the 18th, I believe, 2022. I have all those dates correct now. You have to change the annual date. And this is the hearing before the special magistrate for the city of Palatka Code Enforcement. By way of introduction, my name is Ron Brown. I am an attorney appointed by the City Commission of the City of Palatka pursuant to state code and city ordinance to preside over today's proceedings. This is not a formal court of law. It is a quasi judicial proceeding. We do not have to follow the formal rules of evidence or civil procedure as you might find in a court of law, but we are required by law to act in a manner that is consistent with the principles of due process and fair play. With that in mind, we will be taking the evidence and testimony of all those who are involved in the presentation, both from the city and their representatives and any respondents who may be present today. We will also, as a result of the requirement for what we call substantial and competent evidence to support the testimony, ask that all those who will be testifying today to please stand and take an oath. All testimony will be under oath. And Mr. Green is the one standing today, and Mr. Clay, right? Yeah. All those, please indicate your affirmance to the following oath. I do hereby swear or affirm the testimony I shall give today shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And let the record show that all three of the city's witnesses have indeed taken the oath. We're going to take the cases in the order in which they're presented. If someone should arrive as being a respondent, we will allow that to take precedent. However, seeing no one present at this time, we're going to take the first case, which is case number 2021-084. Respondent is Gerald B. Smith. The location is 1307 Olive Street, Palatka, Florida. According to the agenda, there are two code violations alleged, one of section 30-170 of the Municipal Code of City of Palatka due to rear and side walls deteriorating and rotting, and section 30-171 of the Municipal Code of the City of Palatka due to broken windows. Mr. Green?
Yes, sir. Case was first observed for 12/22/21. I said notice of hearing, February 2022. Green card was signed and returned.
Good.
The compass posted the same date, and the site posting also. I have the pictures of the property and the violations.
Just that for the record I want to make sure the record indicates that we've at least inquired. You've indicated that the green card was signed by Mr. Smith. Have you had any contact with him at all?
No, sir.
All right. I want to ask for the record, is Gerald B. Smith present or anyone representing Gerald B. Smith? And let the record show no one is here in response. All right, please proceed. Thank you. Okay.
The next picture is a picture of the violation 30-170 sidewall deteriorating and rotting. And it's showing the rotting of the bottom of the house.
And this is 30-170?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And this picture is a close-up that I also took George.
And that's all rot on the bottom of the photo?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's for the long, the next picture is for the long down side of the house. And the fourth picture is also taken George 22/2021.
What's it going to take to repair this? It's pretty substantial, is it not?
I would say remove the siding, repair the siding in the same way it was originally built, and a fresh, clean coat of paint.
Okay. But mostly looking at just this rotted wood, which is a substantial amount of it from the photograph you're showing us.
Let me remove that siding and replace it.
All right. But this is on the rear and side walls of the house. Is that correct?
Side.
Okay. Go ahead.
This is 2 feet. This picture was taken 016.
Okay.
And it looks the same way.
All right. And you also had some broken and cracked windows. Okay. And this is the violation of 30-171 of the code. Where is it? Where is this okay. Is that on the front of the house?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anything else?
No, sir.
So basically, we're looking at on the side and rear of the house, the sideboard needs to be repaired,
Yes, sir.
and then the house repainted to match.
Yes, sir.
And then on the front of the house, this window needs to be repaired. Okay. And there's been no contact with the owner at all? He's not contacted you after notice? Okay. Did you take the photographs you're presenting today as demonstrative evidence?
Yes, sir, I did.
And do they accurately represent the condition of the property on the date on which you took it?
Yes, sir, I did.
Okay, this property is on Olive Street.
Yes.
That out by Lemon Heights? No, that's a different one.
If you're familiar with the old Huntley Brothers.
Oh, over there. Gotcha. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I know where that is. All right. Thank you. You have to date yourself to remember the old Huntley building, but it's not something maybe you ought to do, but yeah. You get a point in life where you don't care anymore what they think, but this is one. All right, I have it. All right, again, seeing no one in response, I think the evidence makes a fairly clear statement that we have two violations, and I'm going to find that there are two violations. First, of section 30-170 of the municipal code, due to the rear and side walls of the structure being in a fairly substantial state of deterioration, showing substantial rot and mildew on the bottom 3 to 4 feet of the structure on both the rear and the sides, judging from the testimony and demonstrative evidence. And also a cracked and broken window on the front of the house, which is a violation of section 30-171. We're going to find that there's violations exist and issue an order finding the same. We will get compliance shall be completed no later than 60 days from the date of today's hearing, which I understand is March 21st, 2022. And thank you for that reference. And in the event of non-compliance, a fine of $50 a day shall commence in the presence of such non-compliance on March 21st, 2022. And we'll issue an order to the address of record with regard to that. Okay, sorry, no one was here for that. Next case is going to be case number 2021-083. This is Riverstone Investors LLC. The location of the property 109 Ashley Drive in Palatkum. The city has alleged, it looks like, two violations of the code. First being section 30-169 due to building fronts and sides abutting the streets or public areas, specifically mold and mildew on the walls, and a violation of section 30-32A, prohibited conditions and public nuisances, damage to the roof. This is a case where there is a corporate respondent. Mr. Green, go ahead and tell me about what you've done to get due process notice and your violations.
First observed on 12/8/2021. A notice of hearing was sent 01/04/2022. The green card was returned.
Okay, it's fine.
And complex posting was the same date, 08. Type posting also the same.
These people are in St. Augustine, this Riverstone Investors.
Yes, sir. That's the.
It looked like the name was a Carlos.
Yes, sir. Carlos Hernandez.
Yes, sir. Have you had any contact with him?
I think Aaron.
Yes, sir. He's contacted our office to inquire about the process and what the status would be. That was the extent of the conversation. He's aware of what the violations are and what it would take to bring the building up to code.
Okay, but he did sign a green card and he is apparently a principal with Riverstone Investors. Okay, show me the violation.
Just a picture of the house. The roofing is repaired.
And where's Ashley Drive? Orient me.
Right after the
Past the golf?
Rolling Hills.
Okay, got you. Very good. All right, go ahead, please.
Yes, sir, that's the roofing.
Go back up one, please. Show me this.
Yes, sir.
The roofing is disrepair.
Yeah, that might need more than repair. What, from this photograph, it appears the roofing is substantially missing. Is the underlayment there?
I'm not allowed to go on the properties.
Can you tell from the street? Okay. But it looks like the shingles are gone to a large degree.
And this the picture probably showed that the underlayment isn't there.
Okay. And this photo shows what? This one of the corners.
Yes, sir. That picture was taken 12/08.
So is that a roof truss sticking out?
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay.
This
Goodness.
picture right here shows that's probably why the underlayment part isn't there.
Now we're moving over to the 30-32A10, the mold and mildew.
Yes, sir. You can see both of them.
Well, we got two violations there. Okay.
You can see the roofing. So that part of the tip, the underlayment isn't there.
Goodness.
It's also taken 12/08.
This is actually in the Rolling Hills subdivision,
No, sir, it's
near it.
Palatkum.
Okay, cross. Okay, got you. Very good. Because there's substantial amount of mildew and mold on this photo.
You make that a right to go to instead make a left inside that neighborhood.
Okay.
I think it's called Country Club.
All right.
And the next picture that was taken January 16th, 2022.
All right.
That's the roofing.
Okay.
And the next picture, the stuff is sticking out. And the next picture is another picture of the roofing and the mold on the wall.
Is this on the outside of the house? So that above the yellow coloration there, that's actually some more roofing trusses that are just.
I want to say that. So probably because
All right.
underlayment isn't there.
So does the roof need to be totally replaced?
They have, yes, sir. It does. They need to do.
Right. And before the record, what I'm looking at, there's this photograph on January 16, 2022. I'm seeing blue paint, yellow mottled paint, substantial molding that goes up about half the distance from the ground toward the top of the structure. Looks like the roof is collapsed on that top. Move back down one, please. Yeah, the other way. And we're also showing a photograph on the same date, showing exposed roof trusses, dilapidated paint, mildew. It looks like the roofing material, much of the roofing material is missing in that photograph. This is a corner of the house. This is on the corner. Go back one more, please. And again, this photograph showing substantial damage to the roof with substantial numbers of pieces missing from the roof. And actually you can see through the roof. It looks like the roof is completely open in that photograph. And does this describe this substantially the way the roof looks all the way around the house?
No, sir.
Is this just this?
All the way around the house. That's just maybe carport. And then they have some tarp stuff there further up.
Is that what that is? A
I'm
tarp
thinking
on
something
top?
wrong.
Okay.
I'm thinking something wrong with the roof further down, see where the tarp's at.
Did you take the photographs that you're presenting today as demonstrative evidence?
Yes, sir, I did.
And do the photographs accurately represent the condition of the property on the date on which you took them?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And for the record, is anyone here who is a representative of Riverstone Investors LLC? Seeing and hearing no one, did anyone ever live in this house when they bought it? I mean, do you know when the last time anyone resided there?
No, sir.
Could you back up and give me a view, total view of the house? Yeah, okay. It's not a bad lot, is it? It's not a pretty good sized lot there, but how old is this house? Do we know? Hang on. It's not something that's terribly generic. I'm just curious at this point.
Probably could change their format almost.
Mm. Okay. All right. Based on the evidence and testimony presented, we're going to find two violations with regarding to the subject property of 109 Ashley Drive. A violation of 30-169 for the, the municipal code of City of Palatka due to mold and mildew on the building front and sides of budding streets or public areas. And this mildew can be seen from the public streets.
Yes, sir. it does.
All right. And then a violation of section 30-32A of the municipal code of City of Palatka due to the substantial damage to partial portions of the roof, which are prohibited conditions and public nuisances under that code. And the roof damage is basically the roof is open, unprotected, exposed beams, rotted wood, and tarps attempting to cover holes. It's in a substantial state of disrepair. And the code gives them 30-32A 60 days to fix this, and that's what you're asking for.
Yes, sir.
Court base will issue the order finding the two violations, and the order will include requirement that the owners remove the mold or mildew on the walls of the home, and then to repair the damage to the roof and require obtaining all necessary permits to do that work and complete the work. Do you want it completed within 60 days?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, sir.
And we'll find that compliance shall be completed no fewer than 60 days from the date of today's hearing. That is at the end of business on March 21st, 2022. In the event of non-compliance, a fine of $50 a day shall commence on March 22nd, 2022. Okay. All right, the final case for today's hearing is case number 2021-031, owner John G. Kastner, property 1122 Bronson Street in Palatka. City is alleging, it looks like 4 violations of the municipal code. First one being 30-32A for overgrown grass as a prohibited condition and public nuisance. Section 30-169, mold and mildew on building fronts and sides of budding streets or public areas. Section 30-32A, prohibited conditions and public nuisances due to roofing issues that damaged and collapsed roofing. Mr. Green?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
First,
Hang on. And then Florida's municipal code section 30-32A, trash, junk, and debris constituting prohibited conditions and public nuisances. Right, please proceed.
yes, sir. This case first was observed in 04/13/2021. The notice of hearing was sent 01/04/2022. I did not get a green card back. The complex posting was dated on the same day and site posting also.
Okay. And you have your affidavit of service. Okay.
Posting.
Sir, just one
And
moment.
posting, excuse me.
For the record, I just wanted to state that the photos are identified as 1122 Madison Street. The proper address is Bronson Street. It's a typographical error, and I just wanted to make note of that.
Mr. Green, you agree you took photographs on Bronson Street?
Thank you.
No problem. Okay, we posted the property on January 4th. Very good. Just let me double check some. Green card in a minute. We sent the notice to 36 Winchester Road, Ormond Beach, Florida, 32114. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. I sent a voluntary compliance letter and I got that green card back.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir. Voluntary compliance green card, I got that one back. I didn't get the notice of hearing.
Interesting. Okay. Hang on. And you have included the return of a delivery made on, looks like December 11th, 2021. And I don't know who signed it, a K someone at that address, but you did not get the green card back for the second notice. And that's what the affidavit of service references. Okay. Got any contact with Mr. Kastner or anyone representing Mr. Kastner concerning this issue?
She called.
He,
She
who's she?
called. She got the notice for the voluntary compliance and she asked me to come down and show her what's going on. She thought I was talking about the other property.
Okay.
That's in, fines with us. I said, no, ma'am, it's 1122 Bronson. She said, oh, okay, I know what I know. Thank you. And that's the last I heard of it.
Haven't done anything about it after you talked to him? All right. Let me inquire, is there anyone here? Excuse me, is John G. Kastner here or anyone representing John G. Kastner? And let the record show there's no one here as a respondent or representing the respondent, Mr. Kastner. All right, Mr. Green, tell me what you got. You got 4 violations.
The first picture is a picture of the building. And the first picture, you can see the mold in the building.
Goodness. Okay, go back to that one a minute. This is a pretty good sized building. What is this?
That's a,
Formerly a meat packing plant.
that's the old meat packing plant. I forgot the name of it. You remember the name of it?
I know where that is. That's fine.
Yes, sir.
It just looked like a lot of wall and a substantial, looks more commercial to me. All right. And that can be at mold and mildew. This is a, sure I got the code right. And you take that picture from the street?
Yes, sir.
All right.
At 12/09/2021.
All right. And the code requires that the mildew should be cleaned from buildings having street visibility. And that one does have street visibility. Very good. All right.
This is the second picture of the mold and mildew, also taken 12/09/2021.
All right. Goodness, dark. Is this same view from the street?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is that like a doorway or an alcove or?
I think that's where the cows or whatever to come in. I think it's live cows in there.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. How long ago was this a meat packing plant? They were running cows in and off of Madison Street?
I think they delivered the cows there and they truck and they went inside and they did their own slaughter and everything. Other than that, my understanding is I was told when I was a child that they had live cows and they get out their own slaughter.
You often wonder just what people think about when they draft ordinances. I know when I served over in St. Johns County in city of St. Augustine, we had an ordinance that forbade dumping dead horses over the seawall. And we're trying to assume just what was going on in St. Augustine that required the passage of an ordinance that prohibited dumping dead horses over the seawall. But nonetheless, it was apparently an issue. And so cows on the street may not be necessarily a problem. Okay, show me this next one. This is number 3. This a doorway or entrance?
That's under addition.
Oh, okay, very good. This is also seen from the street.
Yes, sir.
Okay, next.
And this is the picture of the overgrown grass and the trash and debris. All these pictures are from the same street.
All right. You can also see that from Madison Street.
Bronson.
Yeah, Bronson, excuse me. I'm reading it. It is Bronson Street. Thank you. Okay.
Again, trash and debris.
Is this like with that red blanket? There's debris. Is that like a loading dock?
Yes, sir. I think
Okay.
someone's living there now.
Oh, okay. Under that red blanket?
There's a couch behind it.
Oh,
You can't
okay.
see the
Well,
brown couch.
and there's, what is that debris on the right? Is it like
That's a whole bunch of trash. and other stuff.
buckets?
Cans
Okay.
and paper boxes.
All right. What's next?
And this is a picture of the roof, also taken 12/09.
So what's that? Just the edge being peeled up?
Yes, the middle center part, thicker part is just.
All right. There's the whole gap there.
Yes. They just replace it with a.
That looks like kind of an assembly of different roof styles.
They'll come up to the left.
Yeah.
different To the one on the right.
So what needs to be done to repair that?
They
Just
can just simply put another piece up there.
fill that gap. Is this like just a lean-to roof? Or does it go down the other side?
I can't tell from the street, so it doesn't look
Oh, I
like-
see it. It looks like on the right when it goes down and back. I can see like a square, yeah, it comes right down straight. Okay. Does it go down, does the gray one on the left also go down the other side also?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So they just got to overlap the two roofs?
They just need to replace that piece that's missing.
Okay. Because it's not going to match up perfectly, I don't think. Okay. Next. It's some more mold and mildew.
Yes, sir. It's still the same. This picture, it was taken on 01/16/2022.
Okay.
This picture also was taken 01/16/22.
And this is more mold and mildew on the door here. Is this like a loading dock door?
Yes.
Okay. It's
And that's a
also,
picture of the AC unit with the, also taken. 0.
okay. Anything
And
else?
there's a picture of breeding, overgrown grass, all of it's still the same, not in.
Okay. So basically what the city is looking for is just get this grass around the fencing
Yes, sir.
taken care of.
And on the inside also.
Okay, inside the fencing,
Yes,
both sides of the fencing, remove the mold and mildew,
yes, sir.
repair the missing roofing section,
Yes, sir.
and remove the trash, junk, and debris from the property.
You go to the next picture, Aaron.
Okay,
You'll see the couch now. That's the couch.
okay. Each to his own or her.
And this picture is a better picture of the roof.
I've got
is
it.
the same.
Goodness. Those are deteriorated trusses. Those would have to be repaired also.
Yes.
Okay. Is there anything in this building? Is it just open space? Do you have any idea? I know you can't look in, but who knows?
I feel it's just open space.
Right, did you take the photographs you're presenting today as demonstrative evidence?
Yes, sir.
And do the photographs accurately represent the condition of the property on the date in which you took them?
Yes, sir.
All right, based on the evidence and testimony, I'm going to find 4 violations. The first section 30-32A of the municipal code due to the overgrown grass on both sides of the fencing around the property as prohibited conditions and public nuisances. A violation of section 30-169, the mold and mildew on the building fronts and sides abutting the street, which in this case is Bronson Street. And a violation of section 30-32A, also prohibited conditions due to the dilapidated and open roof condition, which needs to be underlayment, or the trusses need to be repaired, it looks like, and the gap in the roof needs to be covered. And finally, also section 30-32A, the trash, junk, and debris located in various places outside the perimeter of the property. And all those need to be addressed. We're going to require that the property be brought into compliance within 60 days of today's hearing, which will be the end of business on Monday, March 21st, 2022. A daily fine of $100 shall accrue in the event of non-compliance beginning on March 22nd, 2022. Okay. There seems to be no further business on our agenda. Therefore, we are going to adjourn today's proceedings.